Welcome one, welcome all to the Oscars shot, the Academy of the Movies shot during the Oscars ceremony. We have a hell of a show for you. You are not going to want to miss this, and I want to introduce to you your host, Joel Haber.
Thank you so much, Dax, for the lovely intro. Dax Flame, everybody. It's been a long time coming, but we're here again for the movie shot during the Oscars. If you want to exit, you can exit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just needed it.
For sure. Everybody enjoy the show. Joel's gonna do a hell of a job.
Roughly a year ago, I challenged my subscribers to shoot a feature-length film during the Oscars. It's something I did the previous year, and then I participated last year as well. And it's just the most fun, insane challenge because you're trying to get 40 minutes of usable footage in 3 hours. And it's a mad dash, it's a scramble every time. And for that reason, I expected only a handful of people would participate. Maybe 20, 30, 50 would be a great turnout, but as the submissions rolled in, I got 580 movies, which was insane. I was like, what am I gonna do? But I was also like, what a beautiful ode to everyone's creativity and fun they had. And I'm just so excited today to share with you 10 really great ones that I wanna highlight. This is by no means a selection of the best. This is just 10 great ones, and I still encourage you to dive into the playlist, and I'll link it in the description, of all the other movies because everyone did a great job. I genuinely love every single one I watch. No matter how stupid or silly or experimental they might be, I had a blast watching a lot of these. I just want to thank everyone for participating, and yeah, let's get into this. Well, folks, it's about that time where we give away the awards for the evening, and I'm so excited because I had some custom made by my good friends, Tom and Chris. Bring in the awards, guys! Okay.
Look at the award! Look at it!
They barely applauded when I came out. You can't give them this much applause because that makes me feel bad. Now for the first award of the evening. One thing that works really well in this format is comedies. That's what I did last year. I got all my friends together, goofed around, made up a story as we went, totally bullshitted our way through it, and it was such a blast. Comedy in this format is so interesting because it adds a whole new layer where the mad dash bullshit scramble to get a movie made is part of the comedy. And I find myself dying laughing at like all the comedies in this competition. And I want to highlight one ensemble comedy specifically, and that is Dying Man by Elijah Lanchester. Dying Man took me by surprise. It's about this guy who's dying and the various people in his life, friends, family. He has an accountant, I think, or a lawyer who's an owl, and it's very surreal, very funny, and it's very consistent. Beginning to end, I was laughing. There's an actual story I was invested in. Total nonsense story, and everyone's breaking every 30 seconds, but it's so funny to watch. So this one goes to Elijah and his friends for Dying Man.
I'm just here to cheer you up.
Continuing on the route of ensemble comedies, I want to shine a light on mockumentaries. So many people made such fun mockumentaries where everyone's in character and being interviewed. You know, fourth wall breaking is very inherent in this format, and mockumentaries were a really smart choice for that reason. And one that really stood out to me was Cool Stock 2 by Stagger Lee's Island of Misfit Films. And what this is it's a mockumentary about this burnout music festival that takes place in a park. Everyone in the movie does such a good job playing these crazy diverse characters from different countries, and they all have their own funny musical performances. And I just had such a blast watching this thing. It's like a God's Honest Christopher Guest movie shot in 3 hours, and I strongly suggest you check it out. It's a total blast. So thank you, Stagger Lee and the Island of Misfit Films. And now for a very exciting announcement. The winners today, alongside their statue, will also receive $20 each. And I never wanted this to be about a prize or winning. I really want to be focused on just creating for creation's sake. But I thought it'd be really funny to give everyone $20 because assuming most of these movies cost $0 to make, That means if I give them $20, they'll be more profitable than Babylon, and Amsterdam, and Moonfall, Chaos Walking, The Last Duel, The Matrix Resurrections, Snake Eyes, G.I. Joe Origins, Caps, Wonder Woman 1984, Mortal Engines, Robin Hood, King Arthur Legend of the Sword, Ben-Hur, Monster Trucks, The Promise. So I talked about ensemble comedies. Now I want to touch upon the comedies made by less people. There was many films in this contest made by 4 people, 3 people, 2 people. And one of my favorites is another mockumentary called A Murder Most Sus, Scrofa Domesticus by McZanderful. And what this is it's a mockumentary about who killed a dog chew toy. And it's like a Netflix investigative documentary, and the whole time it's very obvious that it's probably the dog, but they dance around it, and McZanderful plays a number of colorful characters. And it's just a really great concept taken to a logical extreme. And yeah, it was a blast to watch. I watched this one with Trent, and we were laughing the whole time. So thanks for making it. So there were comedies made by a lot of people, by 2 people, and there were also comedies made by 1 person. And there's nothing I quite like more than seeing somebody just make themselves laugh and have fun alone, because it really shines a light on what you can accomplish when you're just by yourself. You could still have fun, you could still laugh. And a great comedy made by 1 person was Pocket Room by Danny Whatever. This was such a blast. It didn't quite hit the 40-minute mark, but it was just so well edited, so well delivered. There was such great banter between the characters played by them. It's a movie about somebody who finds a pocket dimension on the ground, and them and their roommate get sucked into it. And what follows is 30 minutes of just silliness and great like back and forth between themselves. So Danny Whatever, thanks for making a great film. It was a blast.
Oh, that means you won. Okay.
Wow, what a night we're having so far. I'd like to take a moment away from the awards to do some riffing with the audience, to do some jokes. So you sir, what's your name?
Trent.
Trent, lovely to meet you. And this lovely lady next to you is your wife?
Yeah, that's Molly.
Molly, your wife?
Yeah.
I gotta ask, which morgue did you pull this corpse out of?
You son of a bitch! Stop saying mean things about my wife.
It was a joke.
I like her, she's my wife.
Continuing on the trend of movies made alone, I want to talk about one that's still funny but a little more narrative, and that's Forever Bus by Maximus Productions. Trent and I watched this thing and we were dying laughing the entire time. Maximus is maybe 14 years old, maybe he's even younger, and he shot this entire thing himself, and it's a great story about this guy who gets on this bus that's driving for eternity, and he's trying to figure out how to get off this bus, and you know, there's like a skeleton in it, and he's playing the driver, and he's like this old dejected driver, and there's great sound editing. You could always hear the bus driving, and he talks over himself. It was just so well made, and it was made by a young kid, and it was just so cool to see people who are young really take a swing at this thing. And this just was like a God's honest great structure. You know, you could see this same story being told for any budget level. There's a $100 million Forever Bus out there, but we got the $0 one, and it's really special and really great. And I just love to see people of all ages get involved in this contest. So thank you, Maximus. Great job. Wow, what a show it's been so far, folks. Let's have a quick round of applause for everyone who participated, everyone who's won, all the great work that was done for this contest.
We wanted to say a quick, just awesome job to everyone, and you're not going to want to miss the rest of the show. We have a hell of a show for you. Don't click away. You're not going to want to miss this. And everyone can't be a winner, but everyone who wins who does an excellent job of just by doing the creative process as well. And we got an excellent show. Don't click away. You are not going to want to miss the rest of what happens next. And then Joel, take it away.
Thank you, Dax. Lastly, down the line of movies made alone were the more emotional and personal movies. In the 2 years I've done this contest, I've made the most asinine, goofy stuff ever. And to see people take it such a bold, different way and to accomplish that so well is just so beautiful. And I have to give this to Jennifer Bauman and her movie Solid. This movie is devastating. It is such a beautiful little personal diary. She's camping in her yard in a tent, just talking to the camera, drawing, wanting to draw, not able to draw. Jennifer Bauman watched every single one of these movies. That's more than I can say. I did not make the time. I did not have the time. I can make any excuse, but Jennifer Bauman did it. She watched and commented on all these things. And when I saw that happening, I'm like, well, I gotta check out her movie. And I watched it and I cried. It is so special. And Jennifer has been such a lovely supporter of this contest, and her movie was incredible. It's one of my favorite movies made last year. And it was so cool to look at her channel and see that this kind of kicked off her filmmaking journey. And she's been making films since then, and they're all so special. And just thank you so much, Jennifer. You made a beautiful movie. Keep making stuff. Yeah, you're great at it.
Just letting everyone down. I have so much anxiety where everything, which is probably what's wrong.
I think one of the hardest things to do in this contest is tell a proper start to finish story. In the 2 years I've made movies this way, I haven't tried it. My movies are loosely connected scenes that we laugh our way through. But some people were bold enough to try to tell an actual story in the 3 hours of shooting. And one of the best narratives in this contest had to be I Can Feel It Coming by Kyler Scopacasa. This is a movie he made with his dad, and it's a really beautiful movie with Napoleon Dynamite sort of vibes, where him and his dad are down on their luck, living paycheck to paycheck, kind of bumming around, and then they win this contest where if you get a golden beer can, you get $1 million. And it just has so many funny moments and simultaneously so many emotional moments, and it just landed so well for me. And Kyler, you did a great job. Congrats on telling an actual story in this thing. Cheers.
I want that one.
I'm reaching for it.
No, get up the ladder. Get that one.
I told you I'm afraid of heights.
Too many excuses.
I told you I'm afraid of heights. I'm gonna get
up there.
All right. I'm going. Oh, go.
We will keep the awards rolling, but before then, I want to do a little more crowd work, a little more joking with the audience. So how about we go back to this guy and his dog of a wife. You son of a bitch! No! You son of a bitch, I'm gonna kill you!
You did it again. You said another mean thing about my wife. Don't do that.
Most of the people who participated in this contest have very little, if any, filmmaking experience. And that is so beautiful to see. This isn't a contest about making a polished thing or a perfect thing. It's about just creating for creation's sake and embracing these silly limitations and seeing where they take you. But also some people who do have filmmaking backgrounds took their swing at it, and that was a whole different ballpark and so fun to see as well. And one I have to give this to, I'd be remiss not to, is Dan Lotz for his movie One Shot. One Shot is in the title. The whole movie's done in one take. And what it is, this is about a bank robbery gone wrong where they take a hostage. And what follows is 40 minutes of impeccable acting, great improv. It's so well paced. There's never a down moment. And I love Dan Lotz's movies already. And this might be one of his best yet, which is crazy because he shot it in 3 hours. So cheers, Dan. You did a great job. And I have to give this to you.
We all got problems. It's not so easy.
Stay down.
I already talked about mockumentaries, but another thing people tackled in this contest were documentaries. People made personal vlogs, they interviewed people, they talked to the camera about their life. One of the great documentaries from this contest has to be Woodland by Todd the Brand. Woodland is a documentary where Colin recounts a wrong number call he received, and this sort of chronicle that followed where he'd keep receiving calls from this girl and wonder where she went, and she'd disappear for a while and come back. and is told both through straight up telling the story and as well as some reenactments. And it was just so uniquely structured and so compelling. I was glued to the screen through this thing. It really touches upon the misconnections in life, as well as the people who sort of stumble into our lives by accident and wondering where they went. And I gotta give this to Woodland. Nice job.
My ex.
She also told me that she had gotten back together with her boyfriend, which made me go, oh no. He had convinced her that he had changed.
Before we continue, I'd like to take a quick moment to make right what I did wrong. I want to reach out to Trent and his beautiful wife in the audience. I want to say you guys are great sports. It was all good. No!
Oh, fuck.
What?
Joel, that guy we hang out with.
Yeah, Joel.
He just got shot with a bazooka.
Oh.
Yeah. Probably not what he wanted to happen, because he has to do this little show.
Should we do something?
We do have that spell that we used before to like put them back together.
The really easy one.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Yeah, the one that takes like 5 to 10 seconds.
I'll get the tape. You son of a bitch. All right, tape him up, come on.
Yeah, right there.
Go, there you go, cool. What happened? What are you doing?
I lost the end.
You lost the end? Use your thumb, feel around, I can do it. You'll feel like the line. It's not that hard. You feel it with your thumb. Hold on. Fine. Feel with your thumb and then pull. What the fuck are you doing? You're wasting my magic tape.
I can untangle it.
You can't untangle tape, buddy. It's impossible.
I got this.
What are you biting? You split it down the middle. Now you're gonna have half that's still stuck.
Hold on.
And you're gonna be playing like this weird thin strip of tape.
Shut up.
Look, I know this is relatively difficult for everybody, but in my current position, I'm able to judge you for it.
And that brings us to our last award of the night, and perhaps our most unbelievable. And that's that people managed to make feature-length animations in this contest. And how they did this is they improvised the dialogue while puppeteering these ready-made assets that they were making as they went. One of the most unique and special animations is Play Toys in the Escape Room by Play Toys. What this was is it was a live stream this guy did on Twitch where he had created this escape room where a turtle's stuck in an escape room and the Twitch chat is helping him escape the escape room. And it's just such a unique concept. It's combining this very simple animation style with a live stream component where people can interact and come in, and it tells this goofy, funny story of this turtle escaping this room by nonsensical means. So Play Toys, fantastic work. I hope you keep pushing this format because I could really see it turning into something really special. So thank you so much.
I think it's time to apologize. Hey, potato friend. I actually wanted to say that I'm really sorry.
Well, that concludes the show. Thank you so much for watching. And this Sunday is the Oscars again, March 12th, and we are doing this entire thing all over again. No rules are changing. Last year's video is linked in the description, but essentially you shoot a movie in 3 hours, a 40-minute long feature-length movie in 3 hours during the Oscars. If it's 35, if it's 30, whatever works best for your edit, that's fine, but try to hit that 40-minute mark. And I'm gonna be doing it. I'm gonna be live streaming that process. And then after that night, you have a week to edit it and send it to this email. So please participate. It's such a blast. And thank you so much. This was one of my favorite things I've ever done. I don't think I could stress how important this has been to both me personally and I believe to filmmaking in general. I think this shines such a light on how accessible it's become. We're really fucking doing this thing, guys. We're making movies. We're not answering to anyone. You know, picture this. You made movies in 3 hours. You all made fantastic, beautiful movies. They're goofy, they're funny, they're personal, they're experimental, they're beautiful. And you did that in 3 hours. And you just did it with what you had, your cell phone. You did it with your handy cam. You did it with whatever was on hand. And picture just giving yourself 24 hours, giving yourself a weekend, 48 hours to make a movie. Picture giving yourself a week and what you can accomplish. All you need is what you have. It doesn't need to be polished. It doesn't need to be perfect. It can be lazy. It could be funny. It could be goofy. You could be breaking every 5 seconds. But you can make a movie. It's that simple. You can make one. And it doesn't have to be owned by a corporation. It doesn't have to be shilled to a festival. It doesn't have to be funded. It doesn't have to take your whole life. It doesn't have to take a year of your life. You can just make something. And I encourage everyone, even if you're not doing this contest, to make something. Creativity is one of the best things for your soul and for your heart. And write a poem every night, do a drawing each day, sing yourself a little song in the shower, make yourself a delicious artistic bowl of soup with great presentation. I don't care what you do, just make something because it's good for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. See you this Sunday. Bye-bye.